This is the last part of the career talk in real estate industry. Um, we have seen in earlier parts about the profession, the board, and also what are the challenges in the future for estate agents. Now, the next phase of my presentation will be more into in comparison with estate agency job, what other aspect of professions, like in the case of bankers, teachers, doctors, engineers, what are the differences when you compare estate agency practitioner with those conventional careers. So let us go into the aspect of the mechanism of how an estate agency business is being conducted. Estate agency basically is a career in a firm, meaning to say with the authority to practice, an estate agent set up a firm. Firm is like a legal firm, architect firm, a professional practice firm, and this structure of a firm enables the members of the firm to carry out the practice in the daily work. The firm exists as a independent audited body. Yearly auditing is required, and also the amount of insurance to be purchased for coverage of the risk of money collected, which is in the client's account. So a firm has got a partner which is actually in the structure of a partnership, or a firm can be in a sole proprietor, single owner structure, which is most of the case with one single registered agent. So two or more agents, registered agents, can come together and form a firm under a structure called partnership or limited liability partnership, in a form which is limited in liability, or they can actually form a company, a Sdn Bhd company. So this structure of a firm enables the activity of the firm being regulated under different structure. So being as registered Sdn Bhd company, a firm of Sdn Bhd company will be registered under the Companies Commission, Registrar of Companies. If they are partnership, then they are registered in a different structure, also monitored in a different structure for the purpose of carrying out the business activities. So a registered estate agent has the career in the firm that comes together with his potential earning in the firm, as in the amount of share out for his firm's activity in business carried out by himself or his partners or his subordinates. Subordinates in this case, in the law, actually an estate agent can have negotiators. So negotiators under the law of estate agency, under section 22C, is a subsection whereby estate agent can employ or can have negotiators who assist him in carrying out the operation of estate agency practice. So negotiators, those who are outside running for the business, and when they bring in sales, the firm would have a cut or a profit sharing for the portion of the fees that is collected for his work. However, so the negotiator is not in legal position to contract with the client. The person who is in legal position to have the agency contract is the registered estate agent and not the negotiator. So under the latest circulars issued by the board, once license of a firm under a real estate agent, under a registered estate agent with the E number, is allowable for 50 negotiators. Imagine a negotiator brings in about 1,000 ringgit sales commission for the agency, and if the agency has 30 negotiators bringing in 1,000 ringgit each for a particular month, the income of that firm would be 30,000 ringgit. So that is the reason why this license is important, and it is good to have a firm which actually multiplies the effectiveness and the ability to do estate agency practice. So the estate agent has this firm would actually carry out his activity within the firm. He has the freedom of doing it himself, or he has the freedom of coaching his negotiator and getting the negotiator to service more clients in a more geographical area, or more types of segment of market. So the negotiator is able to lead his own team, and in the case of a senior negotiator, sometimes a senior negotiator is in fact the main pillar of a firm, instead of the real person behind, who is the registered estate agent. The registered estate agent in a lot of cases may be just the office administrator in most of the case of dealing with the legal and the accounting part of the firm, whereas the human interaction of the firm with the public would be negotiators, and usually not the registered estate agents. So this is in particular the scenario in Malaysia. Of course, the negotiator or a real estate registered estate agent, the responsibility under the law, whoever has done wrong will be punishable through the board enforcing the rules and the law onto the registered estate agent. The negotiator is also now in the new revised standard may be called upon to appear in the disciplinary board. However, so the registered estate agent is the main person legally bound for the appointment of an instruction. So this means that the registered estate agent has the legal responsibility in making sure the job of a estate agent or negotiator under him would have to confine to the boundaries of the law. So next we talk about in his personal capacity, registered estate agent has the freedom to do his investment. As being in the job, he can actually do his own investment of property, buy and sell his own property as in his personal capacity. Of course, being in the field of real estate industry, he would have first-hand information on property, and being faster in ability to take advantage of the information he acquired through his line of work. Of course, in the situation we have spoken about list of estate agency license, in many of the previous encounters, senior registered estate agents tends to work with a senior negotiator, and the senior negotiator runs the business with the supervision of the registered estate agent. However, so the estate agent is still legally bound for the commitment and the liability of the legal boundaries. The negotiator in this case seems to be leasing the license from the registered estate agent, but in the interpretation of Standard 2018, this has been construed as a working relationship. So in law, there is no leasing of license for practice of estate agency. Thus, that the interpretation of a registered estate agent having someone senior enough to help him, to assist him in his daily work, doesn't point to the fact that he is entirely not responsible or entirely free himself from the responsibility of legal boundaries of an estate agency firm. So I hope that part on the leasing is clear. That means a person who go for the exam and therefore pass up as a qualified registered estate agent, thinking about making his cuts on the leasing of license, in law this doesn't happen. In law this doesn't happen because ultimately the registered estate agent who has license to operate this firm is fully and legally bound for the responsibility he has upon the interaction of the firm with the clients. So a senior negotiator or any broker who works for this firm is not in the legal position for the responsibility of the legal implication, and in case of contravention of the law, the responsible person is still the registered estate agent.